All right. Hey, everybody. It is May 28th, the day before my daughter graduates from high school. So it's crazy, 2026. Grateful that you're with us. This is Crown Council Live. Every week, we go live at 11 o'clock Mountain Time, and we tell stories. We talk to members, resource partners. We share everything that is happening inside the Crown Council community and try to bring you closer to engaging with us, with each other, so you feel like you're never practicing alone. We share some of our tools, some of the news, housekeeping, everything that's happening in the Crown Council community, 1,000 members strong across the United States and Canada. So we have a little show today that we're going to share some things with you, little housekeeping items about Smiles for Life, and a few of our guests. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to share my screen for just a minute. We want to highlight and talk about the incredible Smiles for Life whitening campaign, which is going on right now. We are in the final month, so June is the last month for Smiles for Life whitening donations. If you do not know what Smiles for Life whitening is, about 30 years ago, Crown Council members decided that they wanted to do good together. And with the help of Discus Dental, they created a whitening campaign where the whitening products were donated by Discus Dental to each of these offices, and then teams and practices whitened teeth, and patients made donations to the Smiles for Life Foundation. And from that process, about 30 years ago, $53 million have been raised for children's charities. Over 800 different children's charities across the United States and Canada have received money from the Smiles for Life whitening campaign. Today, our partner, Ultradent, who provides all of the whitening supplies to our Crown Council offices, are our main partners in making sure that the program moves forward and continues to raise money for charities, not only locally, so the money can stay in your local area, but it also can be donated nationally to our humanitarian trips, the Teammates for Kids Foundation, which builds child life zones, and other Smiles for Life projects. So that's a bit of an overview, but we also have a heavy competition inside the Crown Council. And we like to review the weekly totals. These are the offices that have raised the most money for Smiles for Life whitening. Here are our totals up until May 18th. So we've raised $648,000 together. You can see our top offices here. And top offices just last week, Southwest Dental, Coleman and Dastrup. And look at these. Some of these practices have just for grins, the Angwins have gone over $20,000. Monson Mayer, White Family Dental, Justin Beasley, Weston Spencer, Control Alt Protect, one of our resource partners who donated $10,000 on the stage of the Crown Council annual event. Very fun, very exciting to see these numbers grow and get bigger. One thing that we want to highlight, and maybe we can pull this little segment out. Okay, so start segment. At the Crown Council annual event, we offered anyone who raised over $75,000 the opportunity to have a Taco Tuesday sponsored by the Crown Council office. This is a reward, an incentive, but we want you to have lunch on us. This idea comes from Wayne and Sue Mortensen, who provide Taco Tuesday to their offices as an incentive for doing incredible work with Smiles for Life, and we want to carry on that tradition. So this is my invitation. If you have not raised over $7,500, do so before the end of June. And if you have raised $7,500 or more, the Crown Council office is going to reach out to you so we can host a Taco Tuesday party with you. Hopefully your Ultradent rep can visit with you. Yesterday we were talking about in our team meeting that maybe we'll even ship you a piñata to have a fun Taco Tuesday celebration for the work that you've done with Smiles for Life whitening. So highly encouraged, might be a fun incentive for June to have that party together and make one final push for Smiles for Life whitening. So that's it. Very good. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here while I navigate to something else. Okay, so every week, the Crown Council, Steve and I, we upload and create what is known as the skill of the week. Let me share my screen. Inside the Crown Council Premium Member Hub, you are given the opportunity to scroll here to the skill of the week. This is a weekly case acceptance or culture building skill that you can work on together. You can see this one is 3 minutes and 9 seconds. Uh, Technical jargon is a case acceptance roadblock. I want to play this. I want to watch this together just so you can get a taste. This is just a 3 minute clip of what this is like and how you should be using the skill of the week in a team meeting, a morning opportunity meeting, or some sort of skill training opportunity with your team. Very simple, very easy to use. Let's watch this one for an example. Welcome to the skill of the week.
Okay, are you ready for a little vocabulary quiz?
Ready.
Here's the reason. Dentistry is filled with what we call technical terms. You know what they mean, but most patients have no clue. And they will rarely admit it because they don't want to look dumb. They'll just go along with it and then they'll tell you that, I'll think about it, because you've given them way too much to think about. They didn't understand half of what you were saying anyway.
Let's convert some of the most common technical terms in dentistry into words that patients can understand and act on. Are you ready?
I love this. This is like a periodic exam. We're going to check your technical vocabulary to make sure it's patient friendly, right? I know you already know this, but this is patient friendly technical terms so that patients understand and they don't have to think about it. All right, you give us the word and I'll do a better one.
Okay.
Too.
Bite wing looks good, Steve. Let's do a bite wing.
Okay, the image that comes into my mind of that. So it's not a bite wing, it's simply pictures of your teeth.
Very good. Trophy.
I'm not going there. Okay, that is a cleaning, just a cleaning. We're going to clean your teeth.
Okay. Occlusion.
Which most people in dentistry have no clue what occlusion is, including patients. So that is simply how your teeth come together or your bite.
Mm-hmm. Caries.
Not like carrying something out of the grocery store. This would be simply a cavity.
Very good. Interproximal.
Between your teeth.
Okay. Temporomandibular or TMJ. I can't even say it.
Jaw joint pain, right? Your jaw joint or jaw joint pain.
Okay. A lot of bruxing going on.
Grinding or gritting your teeth.
Okay. Periodontal.
Your gums.
Periodontal disease.
Yes, gum infection. Yeah, everybody understands what an infection is.
Mm-hmm. You're going to need a good old case of scaling and root planing, Steve.
Gum therapy.
Very good. All right. So here's the challenge. Eliminate technical terms and start using words patients can understand.
So here's the rule. If you can explain it in a way that a third grader could understand, you've explained it so most patients can understand and then do something about it. If they can't understand it, they won't do much about it.
Very good. Yeah. So if a patient has to think about the terms that you're using, they won't be thinking about what they really need to do. Technical terms slow the case acceptance process down because you leave the patient asking themselves, what does that mean? So eliminate technical terms.
You got it. So now go master the skill.
All right. Very good. That is very fun. If you go down below, there's even a worksheet. Click to download our technical terms worksheet, and you're going to write some of your own technical terms and substitutes. A fun little team training, team exercise, skill training activity that you can do together. Every week we produce this lovely video, a great opportunity for you to constantly be working on the practice and not just in the practice. You have to work on your practice. And this is an excellent tool for all Crown Council members to use to learn how to work in the practice. So very good. All right. I did an interview with our good friend Adrian Leffler from My Social Practice. I am going to play that interview. It is let's see how long it is. Okay, it's about a 30-minute interview where we discuss the power of AI and marketing, meaning how are patients finding you using AI? I just finished the interview with him, so let me just get to the right place. I'm gonna share my screen. Here's a little interview. I don't yet know where it starts, so I might have to scrub through this here for a second. But here we go. Or not. Okay, let's try this again. Hold on. It's a live show. It's okay. These things happen. My social practice and the. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share my screen. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Crown Council live stream. I'm Stuart Anderson, joined by Adrian Leffler. Adrian, how are you? Oh, sorry, everybody. Oh, I'm sorry. Live show. It's okay. Something's wrong with this little recorder. I'm going to try it one more time. Hold on. Thanks for being patient with me. Okay, here we go. One more try.
A full AI mode. I'll talk about what's called zero-click searches.
Light just fell over. And new dentist. I want that picture here of what's going to share. What intimate group about more intimate group. Okay, here we go. Hello. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Crown Council live stream. I'm Stuart Anderson, joined by Adrian Leffler. Adrian, how are you? Thumbs
Good.
up. Good, good. Hey, Adrian's from My Social Practice. And the reason that we are here today, our purpose. A couple weeks ago, we experimented with what we called our Crown Conversations. We gathered in a more intimate group, about 20 Crown Council members at night. Wasn't a webinar, wasn't really like even a discussion. It was more of everybody came together to learn and talk and share what we were doing with AI in marketing. It was a hot topic on the email network, and essentially, if I can paint the picture here of what's going on, I go to ChatGPT and I say, "Hey Chat, I'm in Holiday, Utah, and I am looking for a brand new dentist. I want that dentist to have incredible CE skills, cosmetically trained. I want them to have a beautiful office, and I'm thinking that maybe they could be 6'1", 210 pounds, muscular built." Just kidding. I don't know if you can say that. But I mean, and then say, "Hey, I want Google reviews. I want pictures. Chat,
Yeah.
who would you pick?" And
Yeah.
essentially, people, what we learned in Crown Conversations is this could be the direction that search engines are going when we're looking for a dentist, advertising. And we found out a lot of neat things like ChatGPT is looking at LinkedIn, they're looking at YouTube, they're looking at social media, they're looking at Google reviews, and it's bringing together all that information in a way where it was like, hey, here's your top 3 picks for Holiday Utah dentist. I found it very interesting. I started to do this for plumbers and I ordered bark
Yeah.
last night and I'm like, hey, I'll just be a 17-year-old who talks to ChatGPT and asks for answers. Anyway, Adrian was on this call, this Crown Conversations call, and I could see you kind of biting your tongue, wanting to share more,
Yeah.
wanting to explore a bit more. So that's what we're going to do here today.
And that's not because Lane didn't do a great
No, I
job.
know. No, I
Lane
know.
and Grant were awesome. I was just like, I can say something. Oh.
So that I want to do that today. We have no time constraints. It'd be fun to just explore your knowledge of what you're seeing, where you're going. And let's start with My Social Practice real quick. Will you talk about just what you do, who you are, and why you are an expert in this world? Okay.
So we've been a partner with the Crown Council for forever. Forever. We love your organization. So we're a dental digital marketing company. We call ourselves My Social Practice because when we started back in 2009, we launched a social media product. We weren't a full digital marketing agency at that point. We really leaned in heavily to social media, and that's why we call ourselves My Social Practice, right? But over the years, we kind of added services, SEO, website development, reputation management, blah, 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 blah. So now we really do anything kind of digital marketing. And we've been around for 16 years. We've worked with well over 7,000 dental practices, a lot of Crown Council members, And you know, we love dentists. We love dentistry. We love being in the industry. I'll tell you, man, I talk to a lot of marketing people, and everybody wants to work with dentists.
Hmm.
And you know why?
Why?
Because they're not weird.
It's true.
There's probably like 3 or 4 weird ones. Super, super, very, very
Oh,
low per capita weird people in dentistry. Okay. They pay their bills.
true. True.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And they need marketing. I mean,
Yeah.
they're kind of in this really bizarre place where, they're not like a physician in the same way where the
Right.
insurance markets just drive patients. They're kind of like quasi in and out, of the
Right.
insurance kind of thing. And so they have to compete at some level like a regular brick and mortar business.
Right.
Um, so anyway, we just really like being in dentistry, and we don't ever plan on ever leaving. So
Cool.
there you go.
Nice. No, that's great.
It's a little bit
Perfect.
about us.
And you guys, if you've ever seen any of our charitable marketing materials, you've had a huge hand in that throughout the years, from website design to printed material. That's been a fun collaboration with Smiles for Life,
Yeah.
kind of working together there. So yeah, anyway.
Great, great, great program.
Yeah.
Love it. So
Okay.
let's talk about AI.
Teach us. Yeah,
So
let's do it.
we're going to narrow this conversation to search engine optimization
Okay.
and AI, because when you just talk about AI generally, you could be talking about anything. So I'm gonna take a look. I'm gonna start with the doomsday scenario,
Okay.
okay, to keep everybody's attention up, and then I'm gonna slowly ease off doomsday scenario.
Okay. I like this. It's a great.
All right. So here's what's happening. We are literally right in the middle of a massive transition in how search behavior works. Okay.
Mm, okay.
Just last week, or maybe it was a week and a half ago, Google announced that they have made the biggest update in 25 years to their search engine algorithm.
Wow. Okay.
So what they're doing is they've been kind of slow. Well, I mean, this is quick, but it's still kind of slow. But over the last year to 2 years, they've been making these shifts to the way that their search engine works, right? To include AI in the search engine. A
Mm,
lot of this has happened because ChatGPT launched in November 2022, and they kind of sucked off a lot of the search traffic. A lot of people started using ChatGPT as a search engine, and Google was a little bit apprehensive, and smartly, rightly so, to not jump too quick into AI. They've been watching it, planning, plotting, and I am very robust, bullish on Google being the ultimate kind of AI player.
mm,
But they've been a little bit calculated in the way that they're kind of leaning into AI. So to give you an example, when you go to Google, like last year, if you probably went to Google, you did a search and there was an AI overview at the top. It's just a little snippet. It says AI overviews, right? That was the first kind of like visual step in the direction of kind of like providing an AI result in the search engines that's similar to, say, ChatGPT. Um, and you've probably seen these more and more. Like more often, you'll see the AI overview at the top. That is powered by Gemini, which is Google's
right.
AI large language model.
Right.
So ChatGPT has theirs, Google's got theirs, Elon's got Grok. There's another one called Anthropic's got Claude. There's Perplexity. There's a whole bunch of these large language models that all kind of do similar things. But Google's Gemini is being kind of injected into search engines, the search
Right.
engine results. So here's what's happening, and this is kind of like what I think doctors need to be aware of, that the person searching, the patient, let's say, isn't going to click anywhere. The answer to their question is going to be in the AI result. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're not going to click because they got the answer, right? Now, there's a couple reasons why that's the case. One is that AI search engines have just an insane amount of computing power, and we're building like
Right.
energy places all over the planet right now, trying to keep up with this energy requirements for AI. We won't go political on that, but it's happening. Okay. So they just have an insane amount of computing and capabilities of understanding human language, which gives them the ability to get really, really detailed in their answers. Okay. So you gave an example at the beginning of this where you said, "Oh, I went on, some people go on ChatGPT and they ask blah, blah, blah," and you gave this really, really long query, right?
Right.
Well, the reason why you gave that, maybe without even thinking about it, that long query is because we are being trained as humans by AI to give really long queries because we actually get
Better
results, right?
results. Yeah. Yeah.
So we're giving these long queries, which gives context and sentiment to the AI in order to give us our response. Okay. So the responses are just better.
Right.
Okay, that's one.
Okay.
Two, Google doesn't actually want you to click anywhere else. They
Mhm.
want you to stay in their search engine. Once you click to a website, you're out of Google's control and out of their basic,
Ads.
like their ad product,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So they want to keep you inside of the search engine, right? So those are the two main issues. It's like AI is giving better results, and two, Google doesn't actually want you to leave. Now, the problem with that is this, is if you have relied in the past as a GP or an orthodontist or pediatric dentist in ranking in search engines, somebody does a search and you're one of the top 10 blue links below,
Right.
that's going away. Like
Hmm.
Google's kind of announced we're moving to a full AI mode very soon. So you're going to go to Google in the future and you're going to type in your long query or you're going to talk to your computer and there's not going to be 10 blue links. Google's going to say, Gemini's going to say, go see this dentist or go see one of these three dentists based on what you're looking for. It's going to be the recommendation of the AI that will be basically the doorway to being recognized by a patient in your
Right.
community. So search engine optimization, SEO, okay, which is up until this point been this kind of like a tactic and a strategy to get you to rank inside the search engine, is fundamentally changing. It's not about ranking as a link, it's trying to rank so that the AI recommends you. And it's a very, very, there's a lot of the strategies that are similar. It's not a completely new kind of like tactic,
Right.
but there's nuance to it that has to be recognized in order to be recommended. Okay.
Okay.
So the doomsday picture here is this, is if you are not being recommended by AI, whether it's ChatGPT, Gemini, as like the authoritative dentist in your area, you're going to miss out on a ton of business. But if
Right.
you are, you're going to get the lion's share of the business. And it's just very, very clear that that's what's happening. That's where we're going and landing.
For sure. For sure.
So,
Okay, so let's talk about then. I'm a dentist, and I have a website. I've got a Facebook page. Ah, now what? What are we seeing the AI, if you can generalize, it's out there looking at what to determine who is finding me? Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
So the goal of the AI search engine is to find the authority, the trusted authority, and since we're talking about dentistry, the trusted authoritative dentist in the community.
Right.
That's what the AI is trying to do. Um, and it wants to give the best result because, and Google wants to give the best result because if it is the best result, then people will keep using Google as their search engine. Okay.
Right.
So there's nothing sneaky behind the scenes happening. Really, it's Google's best attempt to give you as a potential patient the best option, the most authoritative, trusted dentist in the area. That's it. Okay. That's the goal.
Okay.
So what does the AI look at to try and establish that authority? Okay. There's 5 things.
Okay. Okay.
One, it's going to look at your website.
Okay.
Okay. Two, it's going to look at your Google business profile.
Okay.
Three, it's going to look at all your social media accounts and what you're posting and what people are saying about you. Four, it's going to look at your directories, like your listing in Healthgrades, or your listing in WebMD or in Yahoo Local, and it's going to look at user-generated content.
Okay.
So let me talk about each one of those really, really quick. Okay. Your website is the primary source of information for AI search engines. In order for the AI search engines to actually read the information, your site has to load in less than a second. It's like it's much faster than what they required in the past because the AI is doing a lot more computation before it spits out the result. Okay. So it's got to be like wicked fast. You cannot have any plagiarized content. It needs to be fully custom. You need to write your copies to answer questions, and you need to have a blog. And I know nobody wants to blog. Nobody wants to blog. Okay. There's one doctor that wants to blog, and it's doctor. He's a Crown Council member. He's
Jack Von Bulow.
yeah, you're right. Everybody else in the industry does not want to blog. Okay. So you have to blog. It's like a necessity now. Okay. Two, your Google business profile. If you are not getting reviews,
Right.
you're out of luck. Okay. You also need to optimize your Google business profile. You can post to it like a social media account. You can add services to it. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can do to optimize it. The Google business profile is the primary kind of like source of truth in terms of like name, address, phone, and information about your hours that the AIs look at. Okay. And it's also the source of truth for every other directory on the planet, Healthgrades, Yahoo Local, all that kind of stuff. So that's got to be totally dialed in. Your social media accounts, and this is the big one, before June of last year, social media, if you would have come to me and you'd have said, hey, Adrian, I really want to get more patients, help me with my social media. I think I can get patients with social media. I would say, if you want more new patients, let's not do social media. Okay. There's a whole bunch of other strategies that we could do that will help because social media is really kind of prior to last June. It was really kind of difficult to like track. It was hard to like um, associate like a new patient coming in from social media. It's bizarre. It's more of it's a social media platform. It's about building relationships, and you will get new patients from it, but it's like super hard to track. Well, in June of last year, all of the AI search engines, Gemini, ChatGPT, all the ones, started indexing all of your social media posts. Prior to this, they never looked at your social media posts. What you posted and what people commented about was never even looked at by the search engines. Okay. Now it's huge. So if you want to rank higher or you want to be recommended by ChatGPT or Google Gemini and you're not doing social media, get in the game. You have to be doing social media now. It's absolutely required. Okay. So social media helps you be found in search engines, which it used to not do. Online directories are a huge value kind of statement about who you are. You need to be listed in all of them. You need to make sure all the information's correct. We know that this AI search engines are looking at directories because when you look at the sources, when the AI kicks out a response, you can look at the sources of where it's grabbing the information to give the response, and a lot of them are directories. And then user generated content is basically what people are saying about you, which is much, much higher. There's a much, much higher value
Right.
to what somebody says about you than what you say about yourself. And it used to not be that the search engines read all that, but now they're reading all your reviews. They're reading all of your the comments on your social media posts. They're looking through Reddit and Quora and all these
Right.
like online kind of like forums. If anything's said about you, it's being picked up.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are the 5 things that you do in order to influence the AI search engine to recommend you.
Those are good. And if I remember correctly, we did a couple tests, and I remember a couple others. So one, there was a doctor who was constantly updating on his LinkedIn profile, like I did this CE, I
Uh,
got this certificate, I went to this weekend training, and ChatGPT went out and was like, hey, this doc is constantly what a, I mean, that could be a blog post on a website like, hey, I went to this thing and this is what I learned. And AI's out there looking at what this doctor is out getting CE and participating in updated information technology. That's the other one we saw was there's a doctor that every year posts a press release
yeah, yeah.
about doing Smiles for Life.
Yep.
And these press releases just kind of like stacked up.
They just kind of float and they get picked up. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're out on the internet, and it's like, hey, this doc is involved in these things, and he releases this press release every year. Dude, I think even it found like a 2009 press release
I
about
remember, yeah, it was like super old, like
it was
15 years old. Yeah.
pretty cool. I mean, pretty cool. I know that there's a lot on your plate as a dentist, as a team, but some of this stuff feels like if you got into a pattern, if you got into a system of just, hey, let's do a little social post on the CE I got, let's do a little Facebook blog, what on the charity work we're doing, it's definitely worth
It's huge. It's not even definitely. It's like huge. Okay. So what AI is looking for is they're looking for credibility, authoritativeness and trustworthiness. So if the AI goes to your about me page on your
right,
website, right? And on your about me page, you just have like a couple paragraphs about your life and that's it. It doesn't it doesn't recognize uh, statements of authority. Okay. So what you would want to do is you would want to add onto that page, you would want to make this page much deeper, much more robust than what it has in the past. You'd
right,
want to mention all of the CE and where you got the CE and link to it.
right,
Okay. So
right,
if you are going to the Crown Council event and you get CE from there, there should be an icon on your website about the CE that you received and a
right,
link to the Crown Council. Like you would want to, if you don't put the icon there or the link, the AI doesn't, you can say it, but the link makes it connect, right? And so it can go see where you got your CE and it can associate and create authority. So you'd want to put all your credentials on there, but you want to link to them. Don't just say you're doctor of dental surgery, DDS, and you went to this school. You want to link to the school, right? You
mhm,
want to link to any articles that you've written for the ADA, or if you write an article for, the Crown Council or whoever.
right.
You want to link to all these articles. You want to create like a database of authority. That's huge. It's huge.
Um, one thing that I want you to comment on is any statistical evidence or things that you're seeing of the generations and what they are using to search with. I mean, I know that there are certain age groups that are like, I don't even know what, I mean, obviously they don't know what the yellow pages is. Like, that's ridiculous. Who's still using them? But has there been any data about which generations are using AI versus Google versus any thoughts on that, like the trend that we're seeing?
Um, I haven't read anything like specific to give me like hard data.
Mhm.
I can comment on kind of my general impression of what people are using, and kind of where it's going to go. I think that a lot of people are, well, first of all, people are transitioning to voice search. They're not
Mhm.
using their computers to do search
What's
anymore.
that?
So,
Just talk about that for a minute.
so
What?
voice search is you download the ChatGPT app. It's Siri,
Right.
right? Siri. Like here's a perfect example of where things are going. I think what 60% of the population have iPhones,
Hmm.
right? Siri is on the iPhone. Apple and Google just signed a deal like a month ago. Siri is going to be powered by Gemini.
Wow.
Okay. So
Okay.
you've got Google's Gemini, AI Gemini powering Siri because Siri freaking sucks. It's so bad. Like, I hate Siri. I can't, please update Siri. So what you got now? So
My
just
Apple phone keeps coming, keeps turning every
Siri.
time you say it.
So it's like, oh, okay. So if Siri is just embedded in everybody's iPhone and it's going to be powered by Gemini, well, everybody's going to be using Gemini, right?
Right.
Um, so there's strategic partnerships like that are happening that are kind of capturing everything. Um, a lot of people using ChatGPT because it was the first player on the market. I don't know what the percentage is, but I do know that ChatGPT snagged maybe 10 to maybe 15% of the search traffic from Google early on. I don't know if they've maintained that. I don't know if they're even profitable. Who knows what's going to happen to OpenAI? But a lot of people are using ChatGPT and Gemini as the two primary search engines. And then I would say Grok is probably a close third. A lot of people use Grok. And then beyond that, I think that most people that are using other AI softwares or agents are technical people. Like, I use Anthropic's Claude because I do a lot of writing, and it's actually a great product for developing automations and things like that. Perplexity is another good one, but I think they have very, very small fractions of like the user use. I have a smaller portion of the user
Yeah.
database, whatever. I think Gemini, though, just to plant my flag, I think Gemini is going to come out on top. I don't know if you've watched the Super Bowl, you watch any of the NBA games, or if you watch TV at all, Gemini commercials are everywhere, literally everywhere. Google pushing hard to get people to download the Gemini app and use that as their AI agent on their phone.
Hmm.
So, they're a freaking $2 trillion company or something like that. I think they're just going to gobble up market share and over time. So I don't know if that answers your question, but I think
No, it does. I
that's
mean, if you watch certain demographics used, I was specifically thinking of voiceover talk. Like, I used to spend the time typing it, and now I'm like,
nobody's typing. Yeah,
why would I type this? It's so dumb. It's like,
yeah,
so
yeah.
anyway,
That is significantly on a rise in terms of people switching from typing to voice search. Yeah, I think honestly, I think in the next 5 years, people probably won't even really type on their computers anymore. I usually just speak to my computer using some apps,
right.
and it speeds production up so fast. So I think keyboards will be like, our grandkids will be like, you did what? What is this thing? It'd be like a telephone that has a cord on it. You know what I mean? Like, what is this?
A rotary. Yeah, great.
Right. What are you doing? So
okay. You've actually given some, I mean, if I'm making a list of things that I can be doing, actionable items when we wrap up here today.
yeah.
I mean, I can see them, easy to do, but any like top two things as a doctor leaves us today that you're like, listen, you got to do this, you got to do that.
Yeah. I would say a couple things that two or three things that you should absolutely do. Okay.
Right.
One is if there's one thing that you can do in marketing that will be like the lowest lift and the greatest benefit, it's get a shit ton of Google reviews.
Okay.
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 Am I allowed to say the S word on the
He just did. He just did. I won't have time to edit it, so it's.
I wanted to emphasize the fact that it's a damn deal. It's a big deal. Okay.
Yeah.
Google reviews are not going away. Okay. Meaning they're not going to disappear in the AI search engine stuff. The AI is going to be analyzing the reviews, they're not going away. So your review profile is significant in terms of influencing AI, but it's also the number one thing that patients look at in order to make a decision as to whether or not they should call and schedule.
Okay.
You could be spending two practices. Practice A has an incredible review profile, 1,500 reviews, just amazing, does no other marketing. Practice B has a crap review profile and spending $25,000 a month in marketing.
Right.
That practice B is going to be wasting $20,000 of their marketing spend because like 80 to 85% of those patients that see the ad or whatever are going to look at the review profile and decide, I'm not going there.
Yeah,
And
great
they're
advice.
going to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
number one. You have to have really great reviews. Two, I think you need to get your website completely dialed in and wicked fast. If you use Prospecta for your website development, because I know Lane does a great job at this, or if you have another marketing company that you've built your website with, you have to test the speed on it. It's got to be so fast, because if it's not fast, the AI search engines will just skip over it. They won't even wait for a fraction of a second for it to load. They've got to be able to see the information really quick. And there's a lot of things you can do to make it fast. There's metadata and schema, there's compressing files, all this kind of stuff. If you have a question as to whether or not your site is fast enough, here's what you do. You use Google's tool. It's called Google Page Speed Insights. Just search that in Google Page Speed Insights. You drop your URL in, hit go, and it's going to give you two scores. It's going to give you a score for desktop speed, and it's going to give you a score for your mobile speed. And it should be above 90% on both of those. If it's not, call your marketing company, call Lane, call us. We'll fix it, okay?
Awesome.
So I'd say those are the two best things. The third, you have to be on social media. You've got to be posting content on social media. It's just not an option anymore. So, and that's a pain in the butt.
It is. I mean, it is. It's just a lot of work. But I've learned that if it's going to be good, if it's going to attract people, if you're going to be honest and you're going to show people who your practice truly is, like let's say your practice isn't great, you don't have a great culture, you don't have a great team, yeah, it's going to be really hard to post. It is.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But if you have stories, if you have patience, if you love the people you're serving, your team members love to be at work, those social media interactions, I feel, are a lot more organic. People want to watch them.
They show up. They just kind of write themselves almost.
Yeah.
You know, you guys have a charity champion for the Smiles for Life campaign.
Right.
In the Smiles for Life campaign, if you're the charity champion, you should kind of dovetail that position with the social media champion if you want to. But you need to give the responsibility to somebody in your team. Social media champion, kind of like same idea as the charity champion. It has to be done. Somebody's got to be looking for opportunities to snap a photo or shoot a video. We've got 1 million blog articles and resources on how to do this on our website. So, you know, if you're interested, go read and get a bunch of ideas.
Great. Hey.
Cool.
Thank you.
This is great. Good to see you, brother.
I love that you always are kind of on the cutting edge. It's fun. Great to talk. Let's do it. I think I've got you on my calendar for like September. We're going to talk again. So.
Let's do this, man. Let's do it. I'm pumped. Man. And I won't say the S word this next time.
Why not? It was good. It brought everybody's attention back.
Okay. Thanks, bud. See ya.
Thanks, Adrian. Okay. Bye. All right. Hopefully you enjoyed that little interview. I'm going to post it to the Crown Council website, as well as I'm going to share now our Crown Conversations that we had. We've got about 15 minutes left. This is a fun new thing that we are doing. We've already done 2 of these. Let me share my screen. You are looking at crowncouncil.com. And in the Premium Member Hub, you'll see all of the latest content. We talked about Skill of the Week this morning. Here is our new content, Crown Conversations. In May, we did a Crown Conversation with Eric Goodman, who is a professional at helping you stay mobile. The Crown Conversation was about kind of like a 60-minute yoga activity where he talked about things you can do daily to be pain-free as a dentist. I can click here. So we've done 2. We have a new one scheduled for June. But here is our AI Crown conversation with Lane. AI is changing how patients find you. Are you keeping up? I'm gonna play this for a little bit, but you can navigate here and watch the recording. The fun part about this is that the people that joined, because it was an intimate group, we had an opportunity to discuss and talk about AI and what everyone was seeing and doing. So I'm just going to play this from the beginning for about 15 minutes, and then you can go watch the rest um, with your team or send a team member to watch it. Incredible content, though, from Lane. Let's get started. Steve, do you want to frame what we're doing tonight and kind of set us
Yeah,
up?
absolutely. So the whole framework for this is, as we mentioned in the announcement for this is not a webinar. So this is going to be interactive. And one of the reasons is we wanted to have some idea exchange in the areas where we're going to focus. So the conversation tonight is going to specifically focus on how AI is influencing search and how a practice is found. We're going to leave how to use AI for different areas of your practice and things it can do for a different conversation. This is going to be specifically focused on search. And Shane, to what you addressed is how is it impacting how patients find your practice? And more importantly, what can you do to continue to be found where you want to be found? So what I've asked Lane Anderson and Brent to do, I think everybody knows Perspective Marketing. They are specialize in digital marketing, all things digital marketing, and so I've asked Lane and his team to share some specific things that they are finding that are working that is influencing AI search results that are actionable, that you can do, so that when we get done tonight, you'll have an action plan of things you can immediately go do, some of which you're already doing, but do even better because you know it's going to impact the results in where AI is trending. So with that, Lane, I will turn it over to you and Brent.
Awesome. For those of you who don't know Brent, he's my colleague and the brains behind our website structure and a lot of our awesome tools that we've developed over time to help dig deeper, to understand better what's working. So we're going to talk about some things together. But let's see. Stuart, you've probably got the master button. If you
Oh yeah.
allow me to share,
Will
that would
you?
be
There it
awesome.
is. Yeah, I'll allow it. There it goes. You're allowed. I'll allow
Fabulous.
this time.
I've got a few slides here I'm going to share with you that just are going to highlight basically 5 key things that, along the lines of what Steve mentioned, are actionable that you can do in your practice. And some are a little harder to do than others, but I think will be hopefully helpful. Let's see. There we go. So this is just going to take a few minutes, and then we'll hopefully provide some backdrop for some discussion that we can have following this. And certainly welcome to jump in if you have any comments or questions as we go. But here's kind of a broader perspective on what we are seeing with AI engines and optimizing for those. And I think from a broad sense, if you look at SEO, we're optimizing to be visible for a particular keyword search. And you know, there's Google and Bing and Yahoo, and once in a while even DuckDuckGo and other small search engines, but the vast majority of that is in Google. When we're doing AEO or GEO, which stands for GEO is like generative engine optimization, and A for answer or artificial intelligence engine optimization, what we're really optimizing for there is often comparison. So we're getting them to do some work for us and compiling all this information, and it becomes more of a comparison as opposed to just being visible for a certain keyword or a certain thing that we want to be known for. It's comparing practices. And so it basically is creating a new game entirely, because different things are now being put into the mix. I would say with regards to where are we now, it's certainly growing in dentistry. It is not anywhere near dominating. The vast majority is still coming through Google, and in some markets, Yahoo and Bing. But it is growing, and as we're seeing in terms of demographics, younger demographics are using this more than the older demographics, the baby boomers. So you look at the Gen Zers, and they're using it a lot more than the baby boomers are. But more importantly, with regards to dentistry, they are using it a lot and increasingly more for information, and the looking at it for a transaction is a little bit slower sometimes, but it is coming, and it is becoming more and more, and we're seeing leads coming through from ChatGPT. Is it the majority? Not anywhere close, but it is happening, and that's a good thing. I would say with regards to how does it work, and we're seeing results change by AI engine. You ask something in Perplexity, you'll get a different answer than you get in ChatGPT, a different answer from AI overviews. So where they pull from is affecting those results. They change by the question. We were just talking about this before we started. You make a small change in the question that you're answering, and it gives you a different result. So keeping in mind that this is very fluid and changes a lot, and it's very different from SEO that was much more predictable and consistent. There is a lot of inconsistency depending on the engine and the question that's posed and the user. It kind of seems, they seem to kind of train based on who is using it. And so those are all things to keep in mind. And that's why it's very difficult to measure AI visibility, because there isn't a consistent answer. It's always changing. So those are just important things to keep in mind. And here's a really interesting example we're going to pull from another world, if you will. I'm going to let Brent show you this. This is really interesting.
So we didn't look at dentistry here. We wanted to make sure that we were just pulling out from this other world. So I looked for injury lawyers, top industry lawyers in St. Louis, Missouri. So I asked ChatGPT, who's the best injury lawyer in St. Louis, Missouri? And of course, it's all subjective, right? It doesn't really know. It hasn't tried out any of these, but it's all pulling information from different parts of the internet. But you'll see here that we've got several of them: Berger Law, Law Offices, John Wallish, Goldblatt and Singer, S.E. Ferris. Now, I can keep on going down here, and it'll tell me what's the best and so forth. I did the same search, exactly the same, in Google. And you'll notice here that the top listed for the map pack is Holland Injury Law. And after these aggregators, the top listed in organic is Brown and Crouppen. Okay, hopefully you can see that. I'll try to zoom in a little bit more. So we've got those two. So I went here, those two are not listed anywhere here. In fact, out of this group here, only 2 out of these that are recommended are showing up at all in the organic search on the first page of Google. So then I said, after it gave everything, it says, well, why wasn't Brown and Crouppen included in your recommendations? That's number 1 on Google. Why aren't they here? It says, oh, good question. It's one of the most well-known firms.
Wait, Brent, now it's being honest.
Right. That's where it says, honestly. Thank you, AI. So it is one of the most most well known, and that's probably why it's number one in Google. But it's this reason right here. They're legitimate high volume firm, but some low quality operation. And they say they just advertise a ton. They're an advertising heavy firm. They do lots of cases, but they really don't get a lot of communication with the clients and so forth. So it comes down here and it says, okay, I'm going to give a summary, and it says, here's the honest positioning from an AI point of view.
Honest and an attorney? That's kind of.
So Brown and Crouppen is a McDonald's of personal injury, whereas the top final lawyers that it recommended
Whoa.
were high-end steakhouse. How about
That's an
that?
interesting comparison.
Yes. So then it gives me when I would want to use them, when I wouldn't. But then I said, well, what about the next one that was the top in the map pack? Why weren't they included in your recommendations? And they said, well, they probably should have been mentioned, but here's why they weren't. And it says, everything about them, and they're good. They're not a low tier firm. They're in the middle. And why they weren't in my original list. And one of the reasons why we wanted to show you this is because you can do this as well. If you're searching up on something about your practice, something that you want to be seen for, you can go back and say, well, why wasn't I included in those lists if you weren't? And it will tell you why. What's the difference and what it's looking for. I'll just go down to here to the honest positioning again. Brown and Crouppen, high volume, high advertising, efficient settlements. Urban Wallace, that's the first list. Elite trial lawyers, massive verdicts, fewer clients. And then Holland is the sweet spot, hybrid sweet spot, solid results and personal attention. So definitely something that you can do. Just because you rank well in Google, or even if you don't, doesn't mean that that's going to be the same thing when you come over to AI.
Cool.
Okay, so we're going to just share with you, with that kind of in mind, some key factors that we're seeing are affecting AI. One of those is the website, reviews and local listings. We're seeing third-party mentions, and I'll talk about each of these real briefly. Social media, and EEAT, which stands for experience, expertise, authority, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. All things that are having some impact. And I'll cover these reasonably quickly, but every one of these is important. SEO that is being done on the website still matters. And if that's done well, the AI engines can find it better. And it's also, providing less disconnect as we were talking about before. High quality content, AI engines
to run ads that go back and.
Hold on, mate. Somebody's echoing.
We got some feedback there.
You might want to mute.
High quality content, it makes a difference. And these engines are often responding to questions. And so having more of that question-oriented.
All right. So a lot of what we talked about with Adrian today, and also shared with Lane, some great material here. If you watch the rest of that Crown Conversations, it is really fun to hear about what everyone is doing and suggestions that they have of the participants that are on Crown Conversations, 20 of some of the top Crown Counsel offices in the membership. So just as a announcement, we will be having our next Crown Conversations on the 10th of June, and that is 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central. And I am going to be sending out a notification. You have to sign up on a Google Doc to make sure to secure your spot in the Crown Conversations opportunity. We are going to be talking about what to wear to work. It sounds like a wacky topic, but Dr. Shane Sykes did a research project for his MBA, one of the members of the Crown Council, and did some really fun surveys and research about what people wear to work: scrubs, ties, lab coats, and specifically asked patients and team members, doctors. So we're going to be sharing and having a Crown Conversation on what to wear to work. So join us for that. I'll be sending out the sign up information shortly. So grateful you'd be with us today. Grateful for May 28th as we roll into summer. We're looking forward to some great content and being together with more of our members and hearing their stories about Smiles for Life. So thanks for joining today, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, everybody.